was a lovely day on the island of Sodor. They were finally about to get their new engine, the shunter for Wellsworth. Her name was Samantha. She got along very well with all the other engines, and she was quite popular amongst the bigger engines, which wasn't very common for being such a little engine herself. Today, Samantha was going to be helping on Thomas's branch line. There is a dairy beside Thomas's branch line, at the station where the lines divide either to go to the harbor or to the junction. Every afternoon, special tanker wagons are pushed into the dairy siding. They're filled with milk, and Percy takes them to the junction on his first train every single morning. Thomas explained this to Samantha. "There's some type of hosepipe thing that puts the milk into the tankers," Thomas said. "They'll be ready by the time you get there for the first train." "Sounds easy enough," said Samantha. Thomas told Samantha a great many of other details as well. Samantha listened carefully, trying hard to remember them all. The next day, Samantha very much enjoyed herself. Samantha was a lot more stronger than Percy. She found that she could cope easily with Percy's heavier trains. The trucks behaved well too, which was also a help.
"She's strong, she is. You never know what a big engine like her could do just to get her way."
One day, Samantha took loaded stone trucks all the way to the harbor. On her way back with the empty trucks, he stopped at the station by the dairy and pushed the empty trucks into a siding. She left them and set out towards the junction, pulling just a few vans. "Right," she thought happily. "I'll leave these vans at the junction, and I'll just bring the empty tankers back. Then, when those are put in the dairy siding, I'll just take the stone trucks onto the top station." Samantha met James at the junction. James recognized Samantha, of course, and asked her, "Oh, Samantha, how are you getting on Thomas's branch line?" Samantha chattered excitedly about the jobs that she'd been given to do that day. "Sounds as if you're enjoying yourself," said James. "It's best to take things slowly at first," and then he puffed away. Samantha continued her journey and reached the dairy station easily. But Samantha's fireman was very worried about water. "We should have filled up at the junction," he said. "But you were busy chatting to James." "Never mind, we'll get water here." The tankers were at the end of the train, so all Samantha had to do was push them into the dairy siding. Then she drew forward and stopped beside the hose pipe. "Just in time." And he put the hose on, right into Samantha's tank. As he turned the tap, the driver spoke to him. The fireman turned to reply, but when he'd returned, he found that Samantha had stopped at the wrong hose pipe. Her tank was full, but not with water. It was milk. "You'll be foaming at the funnel if any of this gets in the boiler," said the hose driver. Quickly they put out Samantha's fire, and the fireman telephoned for help. Thomas came as soon as he could and pulled Samantha back to the top station. Samantha's tank was empty and was given a thorough cleaning. Next morning she was quite all right again. "You and Percy make a fine pair," laughed Thomas. "Two strong engines trying to take milk all the way." "Didn't know that when you tried it would be a bit different."